Hey Blitzers, we recently rolled out some new updates to our reports, making it more user-friendly and accurate. And in this video, we're going to run through those updates. Let's jump in. As you can see, we've got a live task on my list, and below that, I have done a few tasks over the course of the day. We'll head over to home, and in the navigation menu, we'll click reports, and I'll go ahead and choose 30 days to view that time period. As you can see, there's new stats at the top. In this new update, we're actually recording daily session times with Blitzit. So whenever you pull up Blitzit and run a task live or take breaks, we're recording those sessions daily to give you a more accurate representation of your daily productivity within your reports. So let's jump into these stats. So you can see over here, we have total work days. Essentially, for this 30-day time period, total work days represents the days that I actually worked on Blitzit. The days I pulled up Blitzit and made a task live and did a couple of tasks, took breaks, etc. Those are counted as one day. If I did that on a single day within a 24-hour period, then it counts as I have used Blitzit as one day. And you can mirror that across the daily sessions graph. As you can see, this 30 days, there should be 17 days that I actually did work within these individual days. And the days that are empty, which show 0 total hours worked, will be days that I didn't actually pull up Blitzit or made any tasks live. Great. So next up, we have total tasks done. Total tasks done, essentially across this entire time period, how many tasks did I actually do within that time period? In my case, across those 30 days, I did a total of 44 tasks. And to get an average of that across those work days, that equals to 2.6 tasks per day. And that, to be specific, is work days. So what we're doing here is taking this 44 and divided by 17, your work days, which gives you on average 2.6 tasks per day on average that you're accomplishing across all your work days. Next, we got total hours worked. Total hours worked is exactly what it says, essentially across the entire time period. How many hours did you work in total? And again, the average of that will be dividing the 81 hours by 17 total work days, which will give you 4.8 hours per day, or to be more specific, per work day across the time period is your average. Finally, we have average time per task. How much time on average do you spend in a session per task? And this includes your done tasks as well as your tasks that are incomplete but have recorded session times. In my case, will be 86 minutes on average. Across all of my tasks, I'm expected to spend around 86 minutes per task. Of course, give or take, depending on the task. Some tasks I probably took way more hours, but it's an average to give you an idea of how much time you spend on average per task across those 44 tasks that you completed within the time period. Finally, of course, we have the graph sessions, and the graph sessions has a new update, making it more easy and more user-friendly. We've converted the metrics to tasks, breaks, and total out of all of them. For example, let's take this session over here. I haven't taken much breaks, as you can see. I just go straight, complete blazing 24/7. But you can see over here, I've got tasks 5.6 hours. I had a 0.2 hour break. So not sure what that would be, maybe 15 minutes or so. But from that, or less than that, but from that you can see that it's calculated the total underneath. So on total, I spent 5.6 hours on tasks, and on breaks, I took 0.2 hours on breaks, the total being 5.7 hours across my entire daily session. So I spent in total working, let's say, 5.7 hours, including the break. And of course, you can turn off these stats within the graph if you wish. Great, so that is the new stats. Below that, we have most productive hour. So most productive hour or hours is essentially across the time period that you selected, which hours do you have Blitzit running the most session times, right? And when we see that consistency throughout the day, perhaps there's a specific range of hours or hour that you always are pulling up Blitzit and running session times and in that focus mode, then we'll record that hour for you. In my case, it's 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Finally, we have most productive day. Across all of your days in the week, across the time period, which day do you have the most sessions being run? In my case, it's Thursday. And then finally, we have most productive month across all the time period. If of course it's within a month, then it'll be that month. But if you take a larger range, perhaps 90 days or 1 year, then you can see out of that, which month you had the most sessions ran, which will give you the most productive month. And next we have time by list. Essentially, taking your total time worked across the time period, how is that divided across your various lists? And here you can see I've worked on Glorify the most, 51 hours, and the rest you can see how it is divided. Finally, we have done tasks. Done tasks gives you a list of all your done tasks with the timestamp of the day where you actually did it according to this header. As you can see, 26th of February, I did all these tasks. On the 25th, I did this, etc. And it also gives you an idea of how early or late you are. For example, this task I was 30 minutes late, early. This one early by 1 hour and 19 minutes. Whereas this task I was late by 1 hour and 56 minutes. Total time taken is 3 hours and 16, for example. Yeah, so if something's 0 minutes, essentially I just probably marked it as done without recording it in time taken. Perhaps maybe I, outsourced it to someone else to do it, etc. So those are different ways of how the stats actually will look. So if you just mark it as done without adding any recorded time taken, then it'll show as 0. Whereas if you have any session times, you can see here's a session time of 43 minutes. I was 16 minutes early. I probably made this task for 1 hour. So there you go, 60 minutes early, etc. And now when you see the percentage here, you can see by how much of a percentage am I showing up as early in my task versus late. And this is divided on the amount of hours stacked. Let's say, you're in total across the time period, you have a total of, I think I was late for one task by quite a lot, like 14 hours late by this task. So that could stack up a lot. So the total hours late, let's say, in total you spend 20 hours late, and in total time early is probably 10 hours. So the ratio between those two will give you the percentage. So in my case, I'm 32% of the time I am early versus 67% of the time late. So that is the new updates to reports. We're going to keep making this more sophisticated, gamified, and better, and always looking for your feedback. Hope this helps, guys. That's it for this video. Take care.